All right, let's jump right in. We're about to unpack a pretty wild idea, one that challenges how we think about time and reality itself. What if there's a hidden code, a repeating pattern that's just woven into the fabric of everything? So I want you to ask yourself this. Is your life, is all of history, just a straight line, moving from a past you can't change to a future you can't see? Or could it be something totally different? Maybe a recurring loop that we are all somehow a part of.
Think of this explainer as a bit of an investigation. We're going to take two ancient stories and use them like keys. And the goal here, to see if we can unlock a really profound secret about the very structure of our existence.
Okay, let's grab our first key. This story is all about the first, and maybe the most fundamental test there is, a test of what you could call fiery pride. It's a tale of a rebellion that actually set a cosmic pattern into motion. And here it is, a foundational moment from the Quran. A command goes out to all beings, acknowledge the first human, Adam, as this unique vessel of divine knowledge. But one being, Iblis, who's described as a jinn, a being made from smokeless fire, he just refuses. And that single act of defiance is the absolute core of our first key.
Now, what's fascinating is how the source material frames this. It's not just simple disobedience. It's the first political rebellion. See, Iblis makes a very conscious choice. He puts the pride of his own fiery nature above a direct command from the ultimate source of everything. He refuses to accept the truth because it's being presented in a form, humanity, that he thinks is beneath him.
So the takeaway here, the thing to really lock in, is this fundamental law. Pride refuses command. It's a principle that just doesn't change. Remember that, because our whole pattern hinges on its perfect opposite.
All right, let's pick up our second key. You'll see how this is a perfect mirror image of the first one, but this time, it's not a test of pride. It's a test of perception, a test of reflected light.
So here we meet the powerful Queen Bilqis. You might know her as the Queen of Sheba. Now, her people's mistake isn't this outright fiery rebellion. It's more subtle, it's misdirection. They worship the sun, which is incredibly powerful, yes, but it's still a created, reflected light, instead of the true, uncreated source behind that light. Her story is really about this incredible awakening. She's presented with an illusion, a floor made of glass that looks exactly like water, and in that moment she has this massive realization. She sees that what looks like reality can just be a reflection, and that insight allows her to turn away from the created light and toward the true source.
And this just brilliantly highlights the second law, which is the mirror opposite of the first. Where pride refuses, submission actually finds the source. It has the ability to see through the illusion to get to the truth underneath.
Okay, so we've got our two keys, right? Pride refusing command and submission finding the source. Now let's put them together, side by side, and unlock the pattern. This is really where it all clicks.
Just look at this incredible mirror structure. On one side, the fire side, you have Iblis. His entire action is refusal, and it's rooted in pride. The result? A template for kingship based on wrath and tyranny. Think of the classic pharaoh archetype. Then, on the light side, you have Queen Bilqis. Her action is submission to the real source. The result is repentance and mercy, a model for righteous rule like King Solomon's. One path leads to destruction, the other to restoration. It is a deep, perfect pattern. When you compare these two stories, this fundamental law of existence just snaps into focus. It's almost like a kind of spiritual physics. Fire, by its very nature, rules by pride. But light, true, uncreated light, rules by submission. This isn't just a nice moral story, it's being presented as the operational code for authority in the universe.
Okay, so with this code revealed, we can finally zoom out and see the big picture. The source material suggests a model for this entire repeating pattern, a shape for time itself, the cosmic Mobius loop.
So what on earth is a Mobius loop? Well, it's a really cool shape. If you were to trace its surface, you'd discover it only has one continuous side. There's no inside and outside. As a model, it represents a perfectly self-correcting system. It means that even a fall away from the truth, the path of fire, is still part of the same surface that leads you right back to the beginning. Every act of pride already has the seed of its own potential return built right into it.
And this cosmic loop plays out in three distinct stages. First, it kicks off with fire. That's the test of pride, the path of Iblis's refusal. That pride always leads to a breaking point, which then opens the door for water, the swing of mercy and repentance, just like when Queen Bilqis saw the illusion of water. And that repentance, that turning back, leads to light, the return to truth and submission to the source. Fire, water, light. The cosmic cycle repeats over and over again.
Now, this is the part where this huge cosmic model becomes incredibly personal. Because, you see, this isn't just about ancient stories or abstract forces. This is about you. This is about your turn in the cycle.
You see, this ancient pattern is really the story of every single soul's journey. Your personal trials, those moments of ego, pride, and hardship, that's your test of fire. The moment you recognize you've made a mistake, that act of turning back, that is the cooling, merciful swing of water. And your awakening, your return to clarity and truth, that is the illumination of light.
So here's the final thought. If our lives really are part of this self-correcting loop, then the question isn't if you're on it, because we all are. The real question is, which part of that pattern are you living out right now? The prideful refusal of fire or the clear-sighted submission of light?